So what I'm going to show you here is after you've got one, you know, finished, and say your fence gets loose, this one we left loose here, I'm going to show you how easy it is to retighten it. We're just going to cut one of those, and we're going to cut the other one. Just want to cut one of them. Now we can slide these out of the way. We can cut them off later, and what we do is, just like before, we put our tool up against our gripple, we get our tail end of our wire in there, and we just slide it right back down against that gripple and go again. Slide it right back down against that gripple and go again. And then we would just retie this. If you didn't want to tie it, you could put a piece of tube on here, a piece of tubing, or just about anything. This one here doesn't have to be as long, but you can tighten this from either side. If you've got a real short one here and you just want to be careful that you don't get it right down against here, then you're going to have problems. It needs to be long enough that you can cut it loose again. So then we're just going to do the same thing we did before. We pulled more slack out of that. We don't have as much to work with, but we'll do the exact same thing as we did before. And if you're doing a lot of adjusting, you know, you may want to take it, put some type of maxi tube over it. That works pretty good. Darren Marr from Red Hill Royal Properties, who was in New Zealand with us, he said that's what he does on horse farms, and it works out pretty good. I'm going to try to break this if I can. It's so short, I believe it's going to twist on me. Had real trouble breaking our wire over here. Their wire breaks pretty easy. As you can see, ours doesn't break as easy, even with long handles on it. Okay folks, we're back here and I wanted to show you the finished product. We've got our splices, and they're all in different places, just because all the ratchets were in different places, and we had spliced a bunch of this together. My wire breaking's not as proficient as some folks. Some folks you just pop it real easy, but this is mixed poundage wire here. We got 200 psi, then we have 170, and the 170 breaks a lot easier. But we have our splices, and they're all fairly smooth. Be hard for a horse to get hurt on it. And then we have our gripples with our twists, and that, if this had been on the fence, my horse would have never got hurt. It wouldn't have taken it and got hung on it. These have got all smooth edges, and it's smaller. I mean, it doesn't have a really protruding corner that's going to take, and it's rounded off. So it's not going to hurt a horse if they get into it. And we can make our fences as safe as we possibly can, but at the end of the day, horses are big, strong animals. If they get into an electric fence, they're going to exude a lot of adrenaline trying to get out of it, and they can potentially hurt themselves. But you know, probably the next best step thing would be in our small areas would be to just go to poly rope. You know, we have a mixture of stuff here. We have poly rope, we have hot tensile, we do a little bit of everything. But you know, this is where he got hurt, and I'm confident now that this right here is going to fix that problem, and then there's not going to be any protruding ends that that taking would do the damage that what was done to him. He's still healing. He's still taking, recovering. He's going to be a long time recovering. He's going to have a scar when he's done, but I wish I had known about these earlier. It's just one of those things where if you don't know and you're not aware, then it's not available to you. Once awareness is raised, then you know you have availability. And when I came back, I knew right away that this is what I was going to go to. And like I said, I'm not as proficient in breaking our wires off or twisting the wire by hand, but it all looks smooth and looks good, and I think it looks a lot cleaner than those big old ratchets or strainers and big springs. So, and our fence is fairly tight, so we're going to plug the hot wire back up on it, plug the charger back up on it, and I'm going to feel a lot better about it tonight when I go to bed. So if you have any comments or questions, feel free to leave them. You know, thanks to Darren Marr at Red Hill Rural Property Specialist. He's the one that showed me the tool and showed me how to do it. And you know, I like to gather information where I can. So thanks, Darren. Appreciate that. And we'll take and continue doing this all around our little farm here and make our fences safer. Remember to subscribe and like. And until next time, pray hard, stay strong, and ride on.